Welcome viewers to another live session by MST. Over-the-top media service or OTT platforms have become quite a craze in past few years. Apart from being a platform where you can binge watch your favorite series, it has now become the only platform for many production houses to release their movies as the theaters have been shut. Even when the restrictions are lifted, people are going to be wary. OTT bypasses cable, broadcast, and satellite television platforms, and the companies that act as a controller or distributor of such content. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Z5, Voot, Sony Live are some of the top OTT platforms in India. So, can any web channel be called as OTT? We start with Ashwin. Welcome to the show, Ashwin, first.
Hi. Well, the term OTT is basically over the top of internet. If you provide any kind of media services, yes, that can be called as OTT. But in general, OTT is basically a platform where a high scale broadcasters, produce content and then they do a paid subscription service to watch their content. So traditionally, that is what OTT is called.
So, and my next question is going to be for Gayatri Bhargavi. We welcome her to the show. Who doesn't know Gayatri Bhargavi? She's a very popular Telugu actor, anchor, and a life skills trainer. Welcome to the show, Gayatri. You're an actress from mainstream media. How do you see OTT? How does it benefit you professionally?
Rafia, Mr. Ashwin, and Arushi, hello. Thank
Hi,
you.
hi, hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
A very good evening. And yes, I always believe that you have to move with what is new. And the change is always happening and will happen. So we have to change and we have to keep up with the change. I'm not saying change is good or bad. I'm just saying we have to change with the change. And therefore, I have also done that. I did a film for OTT and I also did a web series for OTT. And I'm already there. In fact, in the lockdown period is when we have done work for OTT. And lockdown is best proven that, yeah, when everything is shut, it's only your television sets at home and your mobile phones which entertain you. So entertainment didn't stop. So we had to move with that entertainment. I don't
Very
think it's a good change,
yes.
but we have to check on how it's going to be in future.
Yes. Very well put, Gayatri. We move on to Rafia. Rafia, welcome to the show. I hope you can hear me now. She's the founder of Rafu Chakkar Entertainers. So, Rafia, first tell us about Rafu Chakkar.
Well, Rafu Chakkar is basically a theatre group. We've been performing a lot of plays and all for small platforms and all, but right now we have founded a big group. We're going for the biggest, play that Hyderabad or Telangana has seen. It's going to have over 50 plus audience, and our aim is to bring Hyderabad's first, a Broadway show for mass audiences. So it's going to be a commercial play.
Wow.
Great.
All the best to you. Looking
Thank
forward.
you. Thank you so much. Means a lot.
I'll go back to Ashwin
Yeah.
and please tell us a little more about Logosys. You were already there. You are an MD of an OTT platform. Tell us what Logosys does.
Yeah, so basically Logosys is basically a technology provider company which provides solution to all the broadcasters. We have been playing this game from almost around 12 years, the satellite and the cable industry. We have provided supports to government of Telangana for setting up their satellite channels like TSAT, Sadvidya, Nipuna. If you take TV5, they are our customers. We basically provide services and technology solutions for these broadcasters. OTT is something which is coming up right now, and I'm definitely sure that is going to take up a lot of space in the content consumption. So Logos is basically a technology company which provides solutions to all these broadcasters.
So, Ashwin, how do you actually measure the success of an OTT business? Is it just a game of subscriptions?
So again, success, the term is very, I will say, widely used. If you talk about business success, then it's obviously the balance sheet which talks. But if you talk about numbers of subscribers, then that can also be called as a success. As the Gayatri has, said, in this past few months, in this COVID-19 situation, this OTT platform like Amazon Prime, Netflix, all these have actually grown up their subscribers like anything. So definitely that is going to be there. And I will also say that the content is going to be the king, because now the fight between the OTT providers is the content. If you have noticed, this broadcasters, television broadcasters are, it's very hard to deliver the content, and especially the OTT is a different platform. I will say broadcast is one which is a linear, where you just put up some content and that goes on air. But OTT is basically totally on demand. So it's who you are, what you want to see and when you want to see. So it is kind of personal to a large scale of audience.
Gayatri, how has OTT helped the entertainment industry? Has it really been helpful for the entertainment industry?
Two ways. It has been helpful for the entertainment industry because we are still entertaining. The irrespective of it is television, radio, or OTT, we are still entertaining. So we are there. So we are alive. We are not dead, thank God, and not jobless. Number two is I differ when I say this, but the sad part is once the OTT has come, the content, as you said, as it's important, it's also become very important that these OTT is only viewed mostly by the youth and the younger ones. And therefore, a lot of adult content is being absorbed. So this is where there is a problem, because they still don't have a censor system yet in place. And everybody can watch on their mobile, on their laptops, on their tabs. So there is a problem in which I could say that a lot of adult content is free to public. So I don't know how much is too much, but that worries me as a mother of a child.
Sorry to Gayatri, to just give you an update. All this OTT platform, there are a lot of PIL filed for the same. What you're saying is vulgarity. There has to be a limit or censor board.
Correct.
Or maybe some authority to control this content. But to understand, OTT is all about internet. It is very hard to basically control it. And there are regulations still, and there are still discussions going on this, and I'm sure the government will take some kind of decisions, but I'm sure that it is going to be very tough job for the government to do that.
I know, I understand that.
And also you need to understand, when you talk about censorship, as I told you, see now OTT content is not basically designed for one generic of audience. It's not a family content every time. It is sometimes personal content. So it should also,
no, it has everything. I have a child.
It should also be seen that way. It's a self certifying kind of content which has a disclaimer. So
right.
legally it is tough. I understand what you're trying to say, but there are still PLLs filed against all these big platforms. You take ZEE5, you take Netflix, you take Alt Balaji, all the PLLs are still in the court. And I guess I guess the government will look into this.
Yes, Mr. Ashwin, I respect what you said, and I agree to what you said. It's a self-discipline. While saying that, as a producer, when now I want to produce something, they ask me, we want some adult stuff which can attract audience, ma'am. Can you get something like that? I told, I'm adult and I have a lot of stuff, but what do you really mean? Do you think I'll work? And things like that. So it's very funny when they say that instead of listening to you, they just feel that now this is the mode, and this is what you need to do now.
You need to understand where they are coming from, because most of the subscribers, what they normally get are between 18 to 25. So that is what content they are actually, looking for, and that is what increase their subscriber base. So maybe that is where they are coming from.
Yeah, that's exactly as an army officer wife and as a citizen of the country, I'm also worried about the brutalness which may happen later. That was my only worry and concern. But as you rightly said, it is also about self-discipline on what you want to watch.
Correct.
Yes, correct. And like I said, it's just a game of subscription, and to attract subscribers, I think that's the most.
That's a business point of it. That's a business
Yes,
point of it.
it is a business finally, and but then yes, how much is too much is quite debatable.
Correct.
Rafia, now with the COVID scare, not many people have been going to watch plays. You must be, you must be playing your plays in some kind of a theater where you would be expecting a sizable amount of audience. Now with the COVID scare, are you also maybe thinking of exploring the OTT platform to broadcast your plays?
Yes, definitely. Actually, with the plays, how it happens is, you need the live audience, because, the connect, it's not like a movie that, you're shooting and then you have number of takes and then you present it to the audience. It has pros and cons of play being on the OTT platform. The pros are that, you can reach mass audience, a lot of people, they can watch your video if your content is good. Like they're saying that content is very important. So if your content is good, marketing is good, people are going to watch it. But the cons, what I feel is that, the connect that you can have with the audience sitting in front of you. If you're creating a scene, the audience, they laugh, they cry, that thing is there with them, you can make them do that if you have in front. You cannot expect the same thing, over the OTT platform, especially when people are going to watch from the comfort of their homes, and a lot of disturbances, or the other things are happening. That connect is lost. So it has both pros and cons. We do want to stream soon one of our plays, and then see how the thing is going to be. But I guess we'll have to first figure out, we want to still go ahead and do the play in a theater and then do a live streaming from there. But for a theater, I feel that, the live audience is very, very important, for them to see our hard work, and then for them to, laugh, cry, and, fall in love with us, and, things like that. But it is definitely, instead of not doing anything, and over the OTT, if we are able to, create the stuff, it's a blessing. OTT is actually a blessing for many of the artists, especially the people who are new, and others, they don't want to work with them. If they have good content, if they're good artists, if they have good storyline and all that, they're presenting. OTT is not, only for the reputables and all that. Anyone who is good, they can create it. It's a blessing, but we still have to figure out the best way to use the OTT.
Nice, Ms. Rafia. I am also from theater, so I understand what you say totally. I also do theater once in a while, and I understand. And I think it's a good idea to, as you said, to record it and then give the recorded version of the live to the OTT. That's also an idea you can share probably.
Rafia and Gayatri, I have a different view on this. The big screen thing which are there, like the big televisions, the big cinemas are not going to go out, and the public gatherings are not going to go out. They have a different segment. It is not basically OTT. What I feel is, like, let's say a movie like Bahubali. Will you like to watch it on a television screen or a small mobile phone, or on a big cinema where you have that public, let's say a scene where Chiranjeevi is, or maybe Salman Khan is removing his shirt and the public is clapping? That emotions OTT cannot bring into play. That will still have their place. But due to the shift of the content conceptions, I am sure that you will get a lot of audience easily. And as Rafia said, if you have good quality of content, then yes, you have a market.
Yeah, agreed. Completely agree, Ashwin, there, because the experience that a theater or a big screen provides you, the small screen doesn't. But what can we say? We don't have a choice.
Just assume you are watching a horror movie. Let's say if you're watching it on a Netflix and somebody from your backside, your kids are shouting and you are distracted. That's not how it experience, right? So that thing is still gonna be there.
The kids are also a lot more disciplined in theaters.
Kind of, yes.
Definitely, I agree to what you said, because some experiences are supposed to be experienced so, and that will always stay intact.
Correct.
Nevertheless, because of the situation right now, there's a very popular saying in Telugu. They say, being half blind is better than totally blind. So
Yeah.
I know this is the situation right now, that we have at least something to entertain ourselves and keep ourselves motivated or entertained, even being at home,
And
So,
in
yeah.
case of theaters, I mean, it is a different experience to watch your audience laugh and cry with you. So agree with that on with Rafia. And
Yeah.
a quick question for you, Ashwin.
Yeah.
There are numerous OTT platforms, each providing their own niche content. And in case of theaters, the film is released on all screens on a specific day. So
Correct.
how do the makers choose which OTT do they broadcast on?
It's all about money, I guess.
Okay.
It's as
It's
simple,
about
right?
money,
If you
right.
get a higher bidded amount, let's say if I produce a movie, and if I get a higher bidded amount from an ex OTT provider, I'll definitely go with them. And also it depends on the relationship you have with the OTT provider. Uh, so if you have good relationship, maybe then also that can be one of the case. And it's not just, what you're talking now is original. So the word original used by these OTT providers is basically the content exclusively for that OTT platform. Nowadays movies are not like that. It is like, there are a lot of OTT providers who are not just creating original content, but they are also aggregating other provider content. So that shift will also be there. It's not exclusive always. Definitely there going to be some exclusive content with them. But there could also be a scope of adding more content to their library. To retain customer, it is very important.
Yes. I've always wondered, how do films analyze their success on OTT platforms, though?
I think it's
Oh.
number of viewers, right?
It can be number of views. It can also be based on the revenue they are making.
How
So
can
now
you
the
make
success,
revenue, Mr. Ashwin?
the word success is totally, it depends on person to person. If a producer thinks that the commercial success is good for him, then that's a success for him. If a producer thinks that the movie has to be watched by a large number of audience, then that can be counted as a success. So it all depends on what success, you are quoting it in.
Yeah.
If you look at it, if you click to Amazon or Netflix or Z5 or whatever, trending, there's something called trending which is happening,
Correct.
and say 97 people have liked it or watched it, or 89 people have liked it and watched it.
Correct.
So that usually says that, okay, there's so many people have watched it, and probably they watched it for different reasons. I don't know whether they liked it or not, but they did watch it.
Yes.
Period. Over.
Yes.
And if you say about money, once it's sold to a platform, it's done. It's not money anymore. See, I buy something for about, say, 50 rupees, and I sell it for 70 rupees somewhere else to an OTT platform. My business is over.
No,
Now,
it's
if
not
that
like
guy
that.
is selling it, and through audience and people are taking more membership and subscribers are more, and that, I think that's when it.
I will clear your point here, Gayatri. Sometimes you are selling it outright license to the OTT provider, and sometimes you are giving pay-per-view. So it also depends on your views. So some OTT provider pay you based on the number of views your content will get.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's not always outright. It's not always outright. It's sometimes pay-per-view as well.
Really, I didn't know that. Thanks for putting me to right.
It is there, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ashwin. Gayatri, in the past, a lot of movies and series would never get released, and they would be left out of the box office. So do you think that OTT will help small producers release their programs onto the platform, and irrespective of the content that they're offering?
No, content is important. I mean, content is the essence. I mean, without content, how can they even have anything? Content is important, but yes, as you rightly said, a lot of small-time producers, small-time storytellers, I would say them, they are very happy to get into OTT because they could tell whatever they want in their budget. In fact, one of the first series I did for AHA, the director is a very good director. As a first timer, he told, "Ma'am, this is my budget and this is what I can do. Can you please do it for me?" And we did it for them because we liked the story. We liked the way he wanted to do it. And yes, we did oblige and do it. And yes, it's a big money game, but at the same time, as an artist, you have that thriving to show your talent, to show your worth. And yes, I think it is a good gate for those people who are beginners to have these doors open, and it's a good junction where they can choose where to go, television or OTT or films or whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Rafia,
Yes.
in your personal opinion, do you think OTT gives you better content as compared to mainstream media channels?
Yes. It does, because like a lot of talent which is unable to release their stuff on the bigger channels or bigger platforms and all, because of so and so reasons and all. Now here they have the liberty to do their hard content for the content that they believe in. Like initially when I was like forming this group for my play also, like there are like a lot of people who have been in the business for over 20, 25 years and all that. So it was tough for me to get associated with them, because they would want to work only with that high level crowd and all that. So people who wants to coming new with this unique product and all that, somehow they get stuck. But such platforms and all, well, Mind Theater is another story, but then for a lot of people who have like really good content, now they're not binded by so and so channels, or whoever the personalities and all, and then they don't have to beg for work for them. They can create their work, they can release it, and if the work is good enough, the best beauty is that people are willing to watch. And if your stuff is worth, it goes viral. These days, things are going viral like anything. And OTT, like 2018, I believe that it was, like 2100 crore with the users. And in just 1 year, it almost was more than 3500. So the way the users are increasing, the way people are getting attracted to the streaming and, like platforms and all that, the same way, even the artists and the way they want to show, they're coming up. So it is definitely a big plus point.
Yes. Speaking of user base, Ashwin,
Yeah.
how has the business been for Logosys since the lockdown began?
See, as I told you, we are the solution provider and the technology provider for these OTT platforms and also the broadcasters. So business for them is very good because they have seen a large number of increase in their subscriptions. And obviously in this lockdown, there were a lot of, subscribers growing. And it's not just youth. I feel the OTT provider is not just looking for one category of content. It's a fight of content because they do have different generic of content which they have to add, like romance, crime. There are a lot of categories of content they have to fill up to maintain the subscriber, because maintaining the subscriber is the toughest job right now, because it's a monthly subscription, and you have to keep providing and feeding those new content to the consumer. If they are not able to do that, they're out of the market and the subscription is not paid. I mean, uh, it's very hard to maintain subscribers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Correct.
Mr. Ashwin, I'm sure you're the busiest one in this lockdown, huh?
Oh, no, not really.
Yeah.
That's true.
Gayatri,
I have a kid, so we watch a lot of kids content on OTT.
That's what I'm
I have
saying.
a
See,
toddler kid is 3 years, and he
Gayatri,
all the time wants this.
Gayatri,
kids
you said
content.
that the content is all about adult. It is not just all about adult. If you just notice it, yes, there is some adult content coming up, but it is not. OTT is not all about adult. It is about filling up the requirement of the consumer. So it's kids. There are family shows coming up on OTT. Definitely, they're not long series like 100 episode or 50 episode or 60 episode shows, but there are series coming up for family entertainment as well. And there is crime, there is suspense, there is romance. There are different kind of content created, so it's not just adult, I will say.
No, you said it right. I agree to that. But when I went as a producer, right now they say the market is about the youth, and that's why they were only looking for romance, oblique, some adult content, and it gave me a step back because I was like, is it? Okay, maybe.
yes, because OTT is most popular
No,
among the millennials from the age group of
They're
20.
most viewed. Most viewed are adult contents,
Yes.
surprisingly, and they're more popular also. That's what they showed me. I mean, some logistics, whatever.
Yeah,
That was just one of
that
the
is the
points.
statistic. That is the statistic. But see, let me explain you this way. Let's say if you watch a TV show in Sony, okay, you watch it with your family in sitting in a couch and everybody is watching. Nowadays, nobody is doing that. Everybody is busy in their small screen. So that's private content which they want to personally watch. So if you see my family late in the evening, everybody is busy in their phone. My daughter is watching kid content on YouTube Kids, and I'm watching something else on my business television shows. And so it's moreover I will say personal right now. So content consumption is changed. It's not broadcast or linear, because nobody want to see when you broadcast. They want to see when they want to see it.
Yeah.
Correct.
And especially what they want to see it, not you want what you are broadcasting. Is basically what they want to see it.
That's the best thing about OTT is you can stop it and play it whenever you want it. And I just love that thing because, as I told, I have this toddler, and you can. And as we also have Mrs. Rafia here, the theater is a different experience where you have to plan yourself and be there. Definitely switch off your phones, be in advance so that you get a better seat, so that you can view them very closely. And because I myself am a theater artist, I know what goes on it. And my little child also would like to see them closely move and open their mouth, and he would like about it.
Yeah.
He knows he has to keep quiet. But at home, when the same thing happens on television, he's a different person altogether.
That's what I
Kind of
that's what
discipline
I
also
was
which we
trying.
inculcate.
That's what I was trying to say. That experience which a theater artist or a theater show can bring, or a cinema hall can bring, will not be overtaken by OTT. They will still have their own market.
You're right.
And watch these things along with your family. So it's like a family event. But the sad reality is, yes.
No, so it's not just that way. It's also about the experience which you get. So now let's say if you are in a theater, you are in a closed zone where your focus is entirely onto one screen, and the audio effects and the video effect which you can play on a larger screen like DTSI or the cinema environment, what you get, the 16 channel audio, the experience that you cannot get right now on the OTT.
Like on OTT, even if people are, coming up with the great content and everything, how does the marketing work on this? Maybe like, Ashwin can answer this, like how do we make it, possible that, it reaches to mass audience and they can go on that streaming line and they can watch that?
See,
how is the marketing concept?
See, it's all about reading the pulse of the public, what they want to see, and it's all about reading the understanding what your content consumption is and in which category it is, and creating more of it.
And not only that, because I already worked, Mrs. Rafia, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We also do a lot of interviews on television. We do interviews on radio. There's a lot of paper reviews. So this is also one of the reasons why people get to watch you. They want to see what's happening. So many of my cousins who never had OTT, they all logged into OTT because I was working in an OTT. It happened that way also. They wanted to say, oh, this poster is so good. You're looking so nice. We want to see this. I'm like, okay, go, hook on. So, that way also it happens.
It's how you should follow trends and to understand
Move
what
with the
people are
time.
watching right now. Yeah.
Okay,
So now if somebody puts a video of Shushank and Rhea, then that would be viral.
Yeah, it's all about the trend.
So, yeah, it's all about trend as well. But that's not a long-term running content. It's not. It should not be called as the content which will last for long.
That's called masala.
Yeah.
That's the word I use.
Yeah, you use the right word, because that's what is happening right now. It's all masala.
Yeah.
That's not real content. That's not real content. That's not content which will last for long.
Correct.
It's a small run, and you will not scale it for sure with that content.
So we are coming to the end of the show. Gayatri, we won't let you go without you telling us about your Panchatantra series that you're doing on YouTube. And you're also maybe considering now moving it to OTT.
Yeah. Arushi, I'm just not doing Panchatantra. I believe that storytelling is a beautiful medium wherein you can tell a lot of stories to younger generations because, as Mr. Ashwin rightly said, people are only hooked on to the small sets in their home, in their own rooms, including kids and elders. I have a joint family, so I know my elders are also equally busy in WhatsApp. So they don't have time to give it to the child to tell them a story. While I was brought up with my grandparents telling me a lot of stories, even my mom till date tells me a lot of stories. But unfortunately, my children are not so. And therefore, I thought storytelling is very important to have ethics, morals in life, because I'm also a life skills trainer otherwise. So, and that's how I started narrating stories for kids in Telugu right now. I'm going to come up with Hindi and English very soon. And I was very surprised. And I started this in the lockdown period because I could never do it before. And lockdown was the best time at home. My husband holding the camera, my elder son holding a light and mic, and just did it. Believe me, I have more than 8 to 10,000 subscribers watching me right now because I didn't popularize it, nor did I post it in any of my, popular sites.
That's also one of the OTT, Gayatri.
Yeah, and I'm very happy. I'm only narrating a story sitting with a lot of expressions. And I would say, oh, it got scared, or I would say, and you know what happened, and this expression, and children are loving it. I realize that their imagination should not die. They should have their own imagination so that we get good content in future also, and original content, as we rightly said. And if you're going to disturb that content, then I think everything is going to be a mishap. So that's why I wanted them to have some ethics and morals in life, and I started it. It's going pretty well. I think now I'm going to popularize it very soon. I'm also learning.
Yes. You're also kind of promoting inclusive learning here because you also make your stories accessible to children from all kinds of demographics and all kind of backgrounds, and I think that's very important because most
I'm
of them
surprised.
do not have. Yes.
Yes, you're right. In fact, Arushi, I'm surprised to know people from smallest of the village in Andhra have sent me messages and comments. And people from US and UK parents have told me that please don't tell it only in Telugu because most of our kids here speak English Telugu, Tinglish. So tell few words in English also. So I'm doing it both ways now.
Yes.
So I use few English words and few Telugu words and narrate the story so that every kid understands it.
Correct.
So I was very surprised that people all over the world are actually, seeing it. And I think I'm very happy with the way I've taken it off. I hope I would do it even more. Let's see how it goes.
Congratulations to you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I think it's a wonderful idea and a wonderful concept because a lot of kids do not have access to these wonderful books out there, which has got like these amazing morals. So that's a wonderful concept, and we wish you all the best.
Another good thing I'm happy about is a lot of blind schools are watching it, and they're very happy to listen to it because they feel that they can't read so many books, and that's a very wonderful way to narrate a story verbally, and they're loving it. A lot of friends I know whom I work with social work, they're very happy, and I'm blessed. Thanks.
Lovely. Thank you. Rafia, any closing comments?
Great. Looking forward towards the OTT and, exploring it and see how it works and all. And look out for May 21 because we are coming big for the mass audiences.
Yes. Ashwin?
Watch me.
Yes, sure.
I would like to be there.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Ashwin, please.
yeah, so for me, the closing comments would be that OTT is the future. I assume it is because I can see a lot of shift of content consumption from television to OTT, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of fight in terms of content production. Content is going to be the king. I personally feel that OTT is going to be the future of the consumption of entertainment.
Thank you. Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you, Ashwin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Rafia,
having me on your show.
Here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you,
me.
and it's lovely meeting all of you. It's a nice platform. Thanks, Arushi. Through you, I could meet 2 new people today. Lovely. Now so many
Pleasure
things.
is mine, ma'am.
Take care. And viewers, for our viewers, do like the video and do subscribe to the channel and do hit the bell icon for the latest videos and notifications. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.